How high can the gold price go? How high can the silver price go? You are going to be absolutely floored by what I present to you today. We've got a great story unfolding right now in the silver market and the gold market. But we need to do a little make believe first. I'm going to tell you a little story. We're going to make believe that you, yes, you, basement dweller, are the gold price, but you're actually an Olympic runner. The 100-yard dash, that's your thing. I'm your trainer. For months and months, we train. Your fundamentals are strong. Now, remember, you're the gold price. Finally comes the big day, the big meet, the big event. You're going to try to break the world record in the 100-yard dash. The only problem is we show up at the track, it's outdoors, and there's a 20-mile-per-hour wind blowing right into your face. But that's okay because you've put in the work. Your fundamentals are strong. Now, don't forget, you're the gold price. The starter pulls the trigger, the shotgun shoots, you take off running. You're running as hard as you can. The 20-mile-per-hour wind is blowing against you, trying to hold you back. But guess what? Congratulations. You still set a new world record. Now, I've got three things I want to share with you about the gold price because remember, in our example, you were the gold price. Despite that wind blowing in your face, you were able to set a world record. And is that not what we've seen over the last few months with the gold price? And we know silver, right? Gold is the godfather. Silver will follow gold. But what headwinds have been blowing against, holding back the gold price that if they just subside could lead to $3,000 gold, pulling silver to a price as high as $48 or maybe even higher. Let's explore three of these headwinds, three things that despite their being in place, despite them pushing down on the gold price, gold has been able to set new records. Let's go over first and look at number one. We're going to look at our friend, the DXY, the dollar index. Guys, the higher this number goes, the lower the gold price goes. Recently, we've been at 106. We're going to go out and look at 1 year, okay? 1 year. Right now, we're at 106. If you look back over the year, only for a few months had we been this high. We have set a record in gold in an environment when the dollar was going up. But it gets even more interesting if we zoom out and look at what this goes all the way back to 1985. That would be 40 years. Where we are right now, you can see over that 40-year period, we have rarely been this high. The dollar cannot go much higher. And remember, when the dollar gets back down to more reasonable levels, let's say about right there, 85, that would be almost a 20% decrease in the dollar. That's kind of the average I see over the last 45 or 50 years. That will be a major, it'll be not a headwind for the gold price and the silver price, but a tailwind. Now let's go over and look at item number two that's been presenting a definite headwind, pushing down on the gold and silver price, and that would be the 10-year bond yield, interest rates. Right now, we're sitting at 4.6. If you look over the last year, again, we were only briefly above the 4.6 range. And if we go out to a maximum level, we see that really it's all the way back here 25 years ago that we'd had consistently higher interest rates. And things are much different now. We won't get into that conversation, but interest rates can't go any higher. And again, the lower this number goes, if we get back down to 3%, 3.5%, the higher the gold and silver price will go. Lower interest rates will be a tailwind for the gold and silver prices. Hey, I want to mention to you right now, if you want to get your hands on some silver or gold before a potential price increase, check out our friends at Pimbex, Pimbex, online bullion dealer you can trust. They have great selection and they have the best prices, but you need to figure that out for yourself. And I also want to say thanks to channel sponsor First Mining Gold before I give you the third big factor that could turn into a tailwind for our friends, the silver and gold price. But if you want gold in the ground, development stage company in Canada, they have 2 multi-million ounce gold development projects in Canada, and they have 4 other projects in which they own some level of interest, all in Canada. Check out First Mining Gold at firstmininggold.com and our friends at Fortuna Silver. They're a silver and gold mining company with operations in Latin America and West Africa. Now let's get to factor number 3 that could definitely turn into a tailwind for the silver price and the gold price. And I think this is actually the big sleeper that doesn't get enough attention. Guys, no one except for us is interested in silver and gold in the West, in the United States. That's no more demonstrated than by this chart, which shows us the iShares Silver Trust ETF, the SLV ETF, their holdings versus the silver price. And what I want you to look at, don't focus on that red line. The red line is the silver price, right? Which we can see has done quite well lately. Let me pull that up a little bit. And the blue line is their silver holdings in tons. Let's go back here to where it reached a peak around 2021, right? Right after the C19 crisis, when we had the spike in silver. You can see that their holdings were approaching, right, 21,000, what is that, metric tons, I guess? Yes. Okay. Now, from then on, can you see this downward trend in the blue line all the way down to where we are today, which is darn near half, right? 13,000 tons. So that has acted as a headwind, pushing down the price of silver. And I believe the same is very true of the GLD ETF as well, right? The physical holdings in these ETFs are down. When this changes, when your neighbors wake up to what is going on, when they realize, gee, maybe it's not a good idea for me to keep my money in the bank or in cash. Maybe I should buy some form of real asset because I noticed something. All the real assets keep going up in value. When that changes, right, and that blue line that's been trending down since 2021 starts to trend up, that will be the third factor to provide that tailwind, right, for that guy, you, Mr. Gold, running the 100-yard dash. You've been able to set a world record with the wind blowing in your face, right? The DXY dollar index going up, the 10-year bond yield being at near 25-year highs, and the fact that interest in silver and gold in the West have been waning. You still ran that race, set a world record, despite the fact that you had a 20-mile-per-hour wind blowing in your face. What if the wind stops? What if the wind shifts and becomes a tailwind? That's when we could easily see $3,000 gold. Heck, we could even see $4,000 gold, and we could see silver prices like we'd never imagined. Hey, thank you for joining me here today. Watch another video. Please give this a thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel. That is free, always will be. And super chat, super thanks are always super appreciated. You take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon back here in the basement. Hey everybody, it's Ron from Ron's Basement, live on the log flume. Say hi, girls.
Hi.